I called her name beneath the moon's soft face, where stars consoled the stillness of my pain, a whisper lost in desert's vast embrace. Yet she, unmoved, walked farther from my flame. My heart was like a falcon held in chains, trained for the skies, but grounded in despair. Each beat, a cry that echoes in the plains, she would not see the depth I placed there. I brought her pearls from memories unborn, laid verses at her feet like desert rose. I carved her name in silence every morn. Yet still, my open hand she won't enclose. I raced the wind on horses bred for pride, thinking I'd catch her soul within my flight. But hearts, unlike the stallions that I ride, run free, and hers has vanished in the night. I showed her skies where love could plant its wings, the vision of a life we'd paint in gold. But she saw not the light in all these things. She turned away, my stories left untold. O soul of mine, why did you choose her eyes? Why bend like dunes to winds you cannot tame? She drinks not from the well where my truth lies. She speaks no word, yet I receive the blame. I am a poet born of sand and flame, of mirage dreams that shimmer, then escape. Her silence carved my longing into shame and left my voice a falcon with no shape. She could not grasp the warmth I tried to give. She could not feel the fire that burned so wide. So now, alone, I teach my heart to live with hollow winds that echo where love died. I do not curse her steps, nor damn her fate, for hearts are sovereign. Mine chose to kneel. But now I rise, though heavy with her weight, to love in silence, though she'll never feel. Like stars that guide the lost and never rest, my love remains, though she no longer sees. A truth unclaimed still beats within my chest, a prayer for her carried on desert breeze. So let the night wrap me in ancient song, where falcons cry and wild camels roam. She would not stay, but I will still belong to love, though love has never called me home. She stood beyond the veil of what I gave, a shadow on the border of my dream, and I, too proud to beg, too deep to crave, loved her with silence stronger than it seemed. I saw her eyes in every morning wind, in every grain that danced across the dune. But when I spoke, she let the desert in. My words fell dry beneath a hollow moon. I gave her all, not less than what I am, not gifts of gold, nor promises in air, but verses born from where the silence swam, a soul laid bare with nothing left to spare. She could not see the majesty in pain, could not receive the fire, wrapped in calm. So now I ride alone across the plain, and sing my grief like wind that bends the palm. Oh, you, whose eyes lit stars I couldn't keep, why did you watch me write your name in sand? You let me dream, then left me lost in sleep, a falcon freed that never sought my hand. I hunted peace the way a Bedouin chases the rain when all the springs are dry. But what are words to one who hears within the echo of a love that can't reply? I led my horse where silence carved the way, and falcons circled high but gave no sign. The sun rose stern above the dunes each day, and still I called what never would be mine. Each line I penned was dressed in desert grace, a metaphor too sacred to explain. I see her now, but only in one place, the past, where all my roses bloom in vain. She never asked what burned behind my smile, nor saw the oceans housed in quiet men. She left me waiting there, a lonely mile from where our story could have once begun. Oh, poets know, to love without return is like a palm tree thirsting in a grave. It lives, it grows, it bends, but it must learn the rain it craves will never cross the cave. She did not hate. She simply could not hold a heart that gave without a need to gain. And now my silence speaks in verses bold, more lasting than the echo of her name. Do not mistake my sorrow for regret. The heart still chooses where it's meant to bleed. She could not love, and still, I don't forget. Love needs no reason, and I'll never know why hearts like mine are never given choice. So now I build my campfire out of pain and let the flames dance stories in the sand. You never turned, but I remain the same, a poet with no answer, pen in hand. I was the voice that called before the dawn, the rider waiting where the dunes begin. She was the wind that passed and then was gone. I chased her shadow, never caught her skin. She walked where stars refused to speak their light, too proud, too distant, carved a silence deep. I wrote her name in sand before the night, but wind erased it long before I'd sleep. I gave her more than what the world could weigh, not jewels, nor silk, nor gold from merchant hands. I gave her fire that burns in quiet day, and verses born of heartbreak from the sands. But she, untouched by eventime or tears, felt nothing when I knelt inside her sky. She passed me like the flight of hawk through years, no pause, no look, no answer to my cry. I trained my falcons on the cliffs of hope, released them with the dreams I could not name. They flew beyond the borders of my scope, but not one brought her heart back in its frame. I rode the storms with horses bred for pride, with armor made of patience, not of steel. I offered her the stars, yet she would hide. She feared the truth that only love could feel. Oh, desert, wide and voiceless as the grave, you watched me write her poems in the dust. You saw the man who had no wish to save, just loved and fell, and watched her break his trust. She owed me nothing. I stood beneath her ever-shifting sun and held my silence, proud despite the pain. What does it mean to give and not receive, to open doors that none will ever cross? It means to stay, though every heart may leave, to stand with dignity beneath your loss. I saw her once, her smile like silver flame, a light I thought would burn for me alone, but I was just a verse she would not name, a desert song that wine would never own. She chose a path I'll never understand. Perhaps her heart was bound to other dreams. Still, I reached out with an unshaking hand and watched her drift away like mountain streams. I never asked for more than just a glance, a place to rest the words I could not hide. But some will never dance the steps of chance. They walk alone and never look beside. The camels pass beneath the silent moon, their bells a lullaby to sleeping scars. I think of her in every desert tune, a melody that fades between the stars. I do not curse, nor cry, nor chase the past, for she is free, and I must be the same. But still, my breath is shaped by what won't last, and still, my pulse remembers her by name. Let time erase her image from my face, let newer winds reshape the dune I climbed. But love, once true, leaves traces in its place, a script no poet ever can unbind. I do not ask for fate to turn around, nor for her heart to ache as mine has bled. Some love is born to never touch the ground, some hearts remain with words they never said. I will ride on, as desert men must do, falcons sharp in silence as my blade. The stars may dim, but I will still be true, to love that stayed, though she could not have stayed. So if you see me writing in the sand, or hear my voice in poems never read, know I once reached to hold a sacred hand, and held my breath when she turned hers instead. She was a sky I never learned to fly, a world where I was not enough to be. But let her go, I will not ask her why. Some skies are made for storms, not men like me. I came with hands that carried no demands, no chains, no cage, no weight of heavy vow. I only sought to give what love commands, a truth too deep for what she could allow. I stood beside the gate where dreams begin, where lovers speak with eyes before the tongue. But she, so still, refused to let me in, and closed the gate before my words were sung.